Simon presents wisdom from the elders, knowledge for the people, from the names to the numbers, from the birthdays to the patterns. Welcome to the ministry of numerovation. King Simon, King Simon, numbers never lie. King Simon, King Simon, we elevate the mind. He brought the others to the people, let the wisdom flow. Ancient knowledge for the future, helping spirits grow. Dr. Sebi spoke the truth, gave the world a key. Dr. Africa broke the knowledge of our history. Queen Afua brought the healing, showing how to rise. Lord straight hungry, the numbers open many eyes. My boom and share the wisdom. Abu brought the light. King Simon built a platform where the elders could unite. Every name has a vibration, every date has information. Every word can show a sign when you learn to read between the lines. King Simon, King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, King Simon, helping people see the numbers tell a story hidden underneath. Motivation, elevation, knowledge for the mind. Follow King Simon. Numbers never lie. One for the spirit, two for the mind, three for the pattern, four for the sign, five for the movement, six for the soul, seven brings the wisdom. Let the knowledge unfold. The Simon summary, bringing news into the light, taking trending conversations, breaking down what's right. Looking at the headlines from a numerical view, showing every pattern hiding underneath the news. Metaphysical levels, deeper than the eye, connecting all the symbols from the earth into the sky. Not just entertainment, this is food for thought. Every lesson brings a jewel, every number can be taught. Every name has a vibration, every date has information. Every word can show a sign when you learn to read between the lines. King Simon, King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, King Simon, helping people see the numbers tell a story hidden underneath. Motivation, elevation, knowledge for the mind. Follow King Simon. Numbers never lie. Who brings the wisdom? Who brings the wisdom? Who brings the sign? Who honors the elders? Who elevates the mind? Feel the drum, feel the sound. Ancient wisdom all around, from the ancestors to the youth. Numbers guide us to the truth. King Simon, King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, King Simon, let the message fly. Motivation through the numbers, reaching spirits worldwide. The ministry is moving, now the people recognize. Follow King Simon. Woo! Numbers never lie. King Simon presents the ministry of numerovation. They're the Simon summaries, honoring the elders, teaching the people, elevating the vibration. King Simon.
Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Shalom alaikum. Peace be unto you. Alafia. Melanated laws for all melanated people. What's up? Wagwan. What you say, boy? I gotta say it all. I gotta say it all because I come from all of it. We are the original people of the planet Earth, man. And tonight we have a part two with my dear brother Dr. Ali will be with us in a couple of minutes right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And yes, tomorrow we have KT celebrating 10 years that Dr. Sabi has passed on, but also talking about the outbreak and new developments. We'll talk about that tomorrow. On the Sunday, August the 9th, we have making their first appearance, Al Kibolan 44, Nubian Remix. They'll be with us tomorrow. On the 9th, that's August the 9th. And then we have Sister Alba La Pantria will be with us. How spiritual intelligence intersect with the way we navigate major transitions in life. Then we have our brother Mr. G. That's right. Mr. G will be with us talking about the power of ancestral guidance in health and production. And of course, family, just want to remind y'all if you're in Florida, please go down to in Fort Lauderdale. My nephew in the dojo, Sanukis Warrior Promotion is happening, the third annual Sanukis Warrior Promotion. Make sure you contact him, call him at 917-767-9786. Yesterday, he did a wonderful show. Oh my goodness, that young brother broke it down. Of course, in continuation of Dr. Moses Powell's celebration, one of the greatest melanated martial artists in the world, Dr. Moses Powell, they'll be doing a major tribute to Dr. Moses Powell in March of 2027. And of course, they're doing early promotions, and I'm a part of that. Cheryl Powell is his daughter. GM Bill McLeod is one of his top students. Also, Hassan Khalik, Soke Hassan Khalik, Anthony Farguez. Y'all know Farguez from out of the blaxploitation era. Also, of course, Dr. Yusuf Abdul Salam. You know him from the Harlem. The Central Park 5 or 6, whatever Trump was trying to do, his craziness. But do remember, get your tickets to see B. Dell. The early bird tickets, I'm trying to get y'all in for early bird access. I'm telling you, family, go ahead, go to my Linktr.ee / King Simon the Numerovator. And if you want to be a vendor at Nicholas, 2 days, we're doing vending at Nicholas on the 19th and the 20th for the after party after the library. So you got to have the meet and greet tickets if you're coming in. If you're going to go to the VIP conversation with Blue Pill and B-Dell, and then the after party networking event will be, now we just added that, back at Nicholas on the 20th from 6 to 9 p.m. So on the 19th is going to be from 5 to 8 p.m., the meet and greet. And of course, B. Dell is supposed to have a few books there that he might sign and take pictures and hug some babies and all that kind of stuff. And then on the 20th from 1 to 5 p.m., that's the main event. But you must have tickets in order for you to get into the VIP conversation. And then the after party is absolutely free, but vendors, you got to have to pay. And we have food that's going to be on sale. Vendors will be there. Nicholas will be there. DJ will be there. And we're going to have a good time, get to talk to B-Dell and have some fun with the family, whoever's going to be coming through, but it's absolutely free after the library. So that's what we're doing. And do remember, Queen of Four, I will be at the Queen of Four event. I'm one of the speakers there. I'm waiting for Ali to come up backstage. I'm waiting for my brother to come up backstage. Hopefully he got the link. I know I sent him the link, so he says but it's all right. Let me talk about this real quick before he come on, then I'll bring him on. Bang, we're going to be at the Ascension Brooklyn Retreat and Expo for Queen of Four. Yes, and she's celebrating her birthday on August the 13th. Myself, Supernova Slam, of course, Yasser Ra Hotep will be speaking. Also, Catrell Wise, of course, Koya Webb, and of course, Queen of Four will be with a whole host of guests and celebrities passing through. So can't wait for that to happen. That's going to be powerful. As we're waiting for our brother to come on, I think I see him backstage, so we're getting ready to put him on. And again, family, just want to remind you, the opening music that you've seen earlier, that you heard earlier, that was produced by my brother, Mr. G. Make sure you support his Gifiti from out of Honduras, Nuwani. a part of the South Americas, of course. All that's a big part of South. We ain't giving that up. We ain't giving up South America. We ain't giving up North America. We ain't giving up Africa. We ain't giving up Caribbean. We ain't giving up none of them. That's why we are the original man and woman of the planet Earth. Don't you forget it. All right? Don't y'all forget it. But we do have to handle some business because we got some cooning and fooling going on this planet. And some of our people are involved with the cooning and fooling. All right? So, all right. Want to thank, of course, Mr. G for doing that. And family, if you want to do a face-to-face one-on-one consultation with me at the Mint Porch Cafe, that's 2123 Caton Avenue at the corner of Flatbush Avenue in Flatbush, Brooklyn. All you have to do is text the word face-to-face at 347-496-1022, and you get to hang out with me live and direct. And please join my Patreon. That's King Simon Productions on Patreon. And my new YouTube channel is called The Simon Summaries, where I'll be summing up a lot of news-related things with a numerovational twist. You know, what would I have done if I would got consultation and I was that person like Fauci and his madness that he just did? You know, because I know he's born December the 24th. And if he was positive, the 24 can be such a positive frequency, but sometimes everything has its duality. And he decides to go down the other road of doing what he does. But he's in the right field, though. It is a health number, but he's in the health field for the wrong reason. But it is what it is. According to his numbers, he born December 24th, the same day as Lee Daniels. Big up to that. Big up to Lee Daniels, the great director, you know. All right, so without further ado, it is now 9:07 or 7 minutes after the hour all over the planet Earth, all 196,940,000 square miles. Let's welcome back my brother. And he got some fire for your backside tonight because we was on it last time, but the topic is Indigenous American or African American, which is accurate. The history, the law, the genetic analysis. Let's welcome back on our stage, our platform. Let me give him a well-deserved round of applause, as we should, our brother, Dr. Ali, in the motherfucking building. Dr. Ali.
What's good, brother? How are you?
Wagwan, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Like salam, brother. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine. I know you ready. You ready?
Oh, yeah. We ready. We definitely ready, bro. We're definitely ready. I'm probably going to surprise them on how I deliver this lecture tonight, but
yeah,
hey.
It's going to be good. But I do want to take care of some of the business because you got a big event coming up in Atlanta.
Yes.
You're going to be at YG Cafe. That's my people's place, man. Big up to them. I love them.
Yes.
I ran into you over there one time, so that was
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed, brother. It's a good walk over there, brother.
Let me see let me make sure that I got the website pinned to the top of the chat, but I want to make sure everybody see it. Let me copy and put it right now so people can see it live and direct. My brother's doing something great over there. 2 different places, I understand. 2 different locations. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, we got a few locations because we're doing our main lecture at the cafe.
Right.
And then Sunday, they have a farm, YG Urban Farm. So we're going to be at the farm on Sunday, basketball courts out there, having fun on Sunday. And we also have Stone Mountain on Sunday morning.
Okay.
We're doing a little hike and we're doing a hot pace session to talk about how that used to be Creek Mountain instead of Stone Mountain.
Right. Powerful. And the website, I got it pinned to the top, www.aboriginalvillage.org. Make sure it's all about going there from the 14th to the 16th in Atlanta. I can't be there because I'm speaking at Queen of Fools event here in New York, but I know I got to come out to one of your summits, man. I always used to come out to your lectures back in Harlem. So, always, and let me tell y'all something. Brother Ali was the first to buy my Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated book.
Come on, bro.
When it was all white. Now,
listen,
when it got published by Dr. Africa, I put another cover on it, but big up to the late great Dr. Africa for taking that chance with me. But you was one of the supporters every time, man, of my books and all that stuff. And I bought his book, supported him. And that's what it's all about, family, supporting each other. Ain't nothing, we have our problems and our issues, but we always been brothers. That's one thing we show respect for each other, Sometimes he be cussing out one of my elders and talking about my elders bad. But, both of my elders, Africa and Stevie. And I'm like, yo, come on, Doc. Come on.
We gonna cuss out sometime, but it's family cuss out. It ain't that type of cuss out. You know how family, we cuss each other out, then we be like, hey, we good.
And they passed on, you know. These are two of my elders who treated me good. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Doc.
Hey, one thing I never do, I never talk about somebody I never share personal space with.
Right.
Very intimate conversation.
Yes, sir.
Because I think that would be a violation. But all of the people I talked about, I argue with them in person, in their face.
Oh yeah, man. I never did that to my elders. I love them because I showed. I listened to them. I may disagree with this and that, but I never disagree. I may disagree, but I won't get into arguments with them. And matter of fact, tomorrow would be the 10 years since Dr. Sebi passed on, which is interesting. So, you know, but we ain't going there. That's not the show today. We ain't doing that. All right.
Right. And we love Dr. Sebi. Don't get us wrong. Just because we bring critique, that's it. It's just critique. That's our brother. And nobody around here who is teaching health can sit and open an honest mouth and say they didn't learn from Dr. Sebi.
Exactly.
And he wasn't a leader and teacher and guide. Like, I'm not crazy.
Right. And Dr. Africa and all the rest, Paul Gall, all of them, man. You know, I remember you put up one of Dr. Africa's books and said this is one of the best books you read.
Hey, me and Dr. Africa was in the same car with Sister Denise when I first brought him to Emotep Academy in Philadelphia. And we was in the back of the car arguing about how to eat to live. But it's all good. You know, that's like I said, that's one of our elders. That's one of our brothers. Exactly. And big up to all of them.
Big up to all the brothers and sisters that do watch my show, all the Muslims and all the Hebrews, all the Christians, everybody that do watch my show. Ali is one of those brothers that's just like doing his research, man. And he go put it.
I'm a Gemini. Y'all know how I go.
Gemini. And he born the same day as Steve Coakley. Mind you, they like to research.
That's my big brother.
They go stroke you. They go stroke it. They go hit you. Right. My brother, you know, today's topic, man, this is a topic that you chose, basically. You basically chose it because we was talking about it last time. And I said, yo, August the 5th, we're going to make it happen. Indigenous American or African American, which is accurate. And let me just read something that I seen on Google real quick before you go in, because they said origins of the terms. African American and Indigenous American. The term was roots in 18th century, which the earliest known printed use dated back to 1782 in a Philadelphia, where you from, sermon titled "The Sermon on the Capture of Lord Cornwallis," where the bylines read "by an African American." That's what I said. The Oxford English Dictionary recorded earlier use in 1830s and related to an African American appeared in the 19th century. The modern form of African American emerged in the late 1960s, popularized in the 80s by figures like, of course, we know Jesse Jackson, as a preferred alternative to black and combined. Now it goes on to say the term indigenous comes from the Latin word. Now is Latin, would that be considered Moorish or no? Is it Moorish Latin?
Yeah, Moorish, literally.
So
Moorish, I mean, if they don't like that term, then you can go right to Carthage and those terms that they're used generally. But, you know, when we start getting into the linguistics, we can deal with that. But yeah,
right.
And then it goes back to the very heavy melanated people that were in the landmass that we know of as Africa and the so-called Middle East. Right.
Okay. And they go on to say, of course, from the Latin word indigena, meaning native or original inhabitants, and was adopted into English in the 16th and 17th century. That's what they're saying on their Google search. But I know you're going to come with a whole lot of stuff, so I already know. So, my brother, the premise now, what is the premise that you're here to set for our people? Because you're about to go in, and I don't want to hold you up at all, sir. Not at all.
The premise is that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that knowledge destroys all belief.
Thank you.
And I think that that's a good premise to start off with, because you have a right to your belief system.
That's right.
And no one can interrupt that. I mean, no matter how much history I teach about the Bible or whatever going on, if my mom is a Christian, I'm gonna go to church with her. Same time I'm on the internet talking about, you know, whatever I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? So I am very keen about culture. And so people's cultural imperative is they're really their own business. But when we start to get into education and we start to get into problem solving in our communities, that's when the hard conversations have to happen. And the reason why I titled this Indigenous American or African American, which one is correct, is to give people who might not have had a perspective historically, even culturally, an opportunity to hear somebody that has a different view, a different viewpoint. And that's all we're doing. We're sharing viewpoints. There's no compulsion here. I can't force anybody to, into my belief system. It is just the fact that I'm about to share some things that I know people probably have not seen, but more importantly, probably have not thought of. And this is why I say when we started what we started, we are for a global indigenous movement, not a particular corner where we start having conversations where we're denigrating people in the sense of because of their background. Like, I'm not going to hate on Africa. I will have a high critique of Africa for some things that they have done in their leadership and how they have treated the diaspora. But those are just critiques. These are human beings on earth, just like us, that have their own cultural imperative. We come to the Caribbean. You might hear me use the word tether, but I'm not about to hate on my Caribbean family. Are you stupid? Do you know I'm from South Carolina? How we grew up with the people that are in our family, some of whom are from the Caribbean. I have an ancestor from the 1800s that's from the Virgin Islands. He came and married my great-great-grandmother. No, excuse me. Thrice great-grandmother.
Right.
And so, we're not doing this like a lot of online bickering is going on. We're doing this so we can see what we mean when we say indigenous and how that translates into your political, economic, and socio-political realities in life, some things that people don't know.
And a lot of people, and I always confront certain people, not disrespectfully, but let them know that, historical geographic, it says it's all of the Americas, all the way down to the Caribbean. How can you take that away from I know and it looks
the
like
first island was Haiti. You see what I'm saying? So you can't, even though I will critique certain things because there's a large group of Haitians now saying y'all all Haitians, y'all ain't Black American. It's all kind of, so the internet gives people a voice, and sometimes they use it
exactly. That's like
in ways that are maybe not favorable to the cohesiveness and unity.
That's right, and that's like Japan. Okay. That's like Japan trying to take over China back in the day. I mean, that's a big ass elephant. Trying to take over the elephant. It's not happening.
It's not happening. It's not happening. And nationalism can become dangerous. It's useful, but it also can become dangerous.
And but I commend you for even keep on, because you think like a real scientist. And scientists, although they debate each other, I have books where this scientist was debating that science, but they always be willing to change their views off of the new information. That's important.
I came into all consciousness through the Nation of Gods and Nerves and the Nation of Islam.
Me too.
That's the only organization that I was ever an official participant in.
That's right.
And so now that I've grown from certain aspects of that, it's brothers who are FOI be hitting me up like, bro, what you talking about? I'm talking about what I'm studying, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Talking about what I'm studying.
Right. And and again, there's no argument, because one thing I would like to ask before you get into your presentation, my brothers, can we ever get rid of the coon mentality?
No. The coon mentality is a part of the script of Cain and Abel, Osiris and Set. These are themes and lessons, and you're going to have characterizations of these themes throughout creation. They just are a component. They have always been present in every civilization talked about them. And if we come up with some other technology psychologically to deal with it, that's possible. Like the most ontological mama said, anything is possible. But hey, I look forward to assessing the world as it is.
Yes.
And not always how I personally want it to be. You know.
Right.
If we can generate environments where we have all the coons out of our small critical masses, that's cool with me. That's cool with me.
Again, want to just remind y'all, family, if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, or the surrounding areas, all different states and all of that, 14th and 16th, he is doing Honors Indigenous Summit 2026. And it's going to be held, of course, at YG Cafe, one of my favorite vegan spots, of course, August the 14th and 15th. And then they're going to be at the YG Urban Farms August the 16th. So if you want to get up more information, the website is pinned to the top. It's right there. And also it's Honors. If you want to take a snapshot right now, snapshot, do it. You got technology. Let's do it. aboriginalvillage.org. So proud of this brother. He bought land. He left this part of the north and went down and left Philadelphia.
I went back home. I'm from the South. Y'all know
exactly.
I grew up in the South. So, hey, listen, I wasn't about to play with that, bro.
You wasn't going to lose that at all, right, brother? All right. All right. You ready for your president? Anytime you're ready.
I'm ready, bro. So, I mean, my first slide that I'm going to share, let me open up some is about why I'm having this conversation,
right,
and to make it practical to people who live in the world today.
Right.
So I think I can go down here and press it.
Once you share screen, I can grab it. Once you share screen.
Got you. I'm just sharing this little note here on human trafficking because I want people to understand where I'm coming from.
Here we go. I will get away and let you do your thing. Go ahead, brother.
All right. So now, is that headline covering that last part? Because I want that last part to be seen at the bottom. If we can. There we go. All right. Now, this is just some stats on the largest crimes that are occurring on Earth as of today. And I'm just going to read this off so we can get a perspective on talking about Africa and America and the trade, the Trans-Pacific trade, etc. But I want you to get a modern perspective on it so we don't have a nonsensical view of it. All right. So according to data compiled by organizations like Global Financial Integrity and the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, human trafficking is typically designated as the second or third most profitable transnational crime. And as you can see right here at number one, now they have counterfeit, pirated goods as number one. 2, drug trafficking, and 3, human trafficking. And so my contest to everyone out there is if you go back to the Trans-Pacific slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade, and even the slave trades that we talk about, the white slave trade that happened from the Venetians and in the Balkans and all of that. All right, the Barbary slave trade. My contest to everyone is this current figure right here is the same in nature to those time periods. Meaning when we're looking at the so-called slave trade, whether we're looking at slaves being brought from South America into North America, from Europe into North America, from North America back into Europe, from Africa into the Caribbean, from the Mississippi into the Caribbean. We were looking at human trafficking then. We are looking at human trafficking now. Human trafficking is a very real thing. There are people who disappear. You never see them again. Sometimes they become sex slaves. Sometimes their body parts get chopped up and get sold on black markets. Sometimes, unfortunately, like Nolan Wells, it was a coroner or a medical examiner who took his neck and his organs because the county allows for them to have that right. All right. Drug trafficking. In the past, we called that the spice trade. And if you don't know about piracy across the Atlantic, in the Caribbean, in the Pacific, please get some books. So my point now is the very thing that we think we're debating about as a past issue is still and very real a current issue. As a matter of fact, it is my estimation that the white slave trade was longer, more extensive, and more global than any slave trade that ever happened. And so now when we look at the slave trade as so-called African Americans, we are given one small little vantage point of something that did happen where slaves, I'm not one of those indigenous people that say no slaves were taken from Africa and brought to America. I'm not that stupid. I actually travel and research. But I also understand narratives.
Right.
And narratives are shaped for the benefit of groups of people. So now the human trafficking that we're talking about from the late 15th century all the way up to the 19th century is a narrative that it only happened on this one continent where all of these people were taken off of. And that narrative is meant to make you feel psychologically weak, embarrassed about your history, and ignorant to the point where you won't even do any other research to see, well, who else was being traded? What else was being traded? What was happening? What was happening is that indigenous human beings who had their own clans, who had their own systems, who had their own way of life were ripped from America, ripped from Africa, even ripped from Scotland and Ireland, etc. And some of these are our ancestors. So this is why I approach the indigenous movement from a global perspective academically. Now, when it comes politically, I got to deal with my own folk. We got to deal with our own problems. You know what I mean? They got CARICOM in the Caribbean, and they dealing with fighting for reparations and people who are in those islands. I'm not domestic to one of those islands. I support them. I'll do research. I'll do whatever I could have, but I'm not there. I'm not in Africa where there's problems still with France and other nations from Europe or China.
Don't they have Africa? Don't they have AFRICOM over there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So each one has their own thing where they're domestically dealing with the things that we all share in common.
Right.
So let me ask people who have a question or a problem with us who are claiming we're indigenous. What is your political problem with that? What is your heritage problem with that? Because everybody else is doing it wherever they are. I'm going to tell you what your problem is. It is Stockholm Syndrome. It is a very high level of black ops hypnosis and all types of things worked here because this is a very special place. It's a special place resourcefully. It's a special place historically. And so if we isolate and focus on our political objectives, what we're doing is saying human trafficking never stopped. Drug trafficking never stopped from that time period. The pirating never stopped. And so this is what we are standing on. And so I just wanted you to get a perspective, because if some of our children are being stolen and taken certain places, if immigration was allowing 84,000 Guatemalans to disappear and the Biden administration didn't say anything, we have a problem. And it's the same types of people who did it then who are doing it now. So we actually pointing the finger at the wrong people. We have been the people who have suffered from the human trafficking. And so our remedy, let us work our remedy. Don't come if you're next to me in the trenches and say, bruh, I'm down with black power. I ain't down with that. That's cool. Because then now you got to fight. Because I'm going to fight for my heritage and my lineage of what I know, and you're going to fight for yours. We got the wrong angle of motivation against the wrong people. And so back then when we had it, when it was 7 nations that attacked this land, all 7 of those, actually more, 9 nations, because you got to include Russia too, that attacked this land and took away your knowledge of its indigenous ancestry, heritage, etc. We got to deal with that. So I just wanted to show that to start it off, because the human trafficking is still going on. And we haven't moved away from that human trafficking. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I had myself on mute. I think a lot of people don't take the time to do the critical research, the deep studies, like myself or you or other people. I mean, you go a little much deeper. You have a whole organization for it, and that's very important. And people like you, we can look towards. You even got labs. You're doing what you got to do to maintain, because that's what they did. That's what these Europeans, to be able to reset the history and remix it for their own narrative. Of course, those who won the war rewrite the books.
Right, because we want to take our institutions to places that might not have access to these things that we have because of the vicinity that we have and the resources that we have. that we could take into the Caribbean or Africa or these other places and do business without permission from other folk.
Because in Maroon Town, Moses West took the water thing over there, and they're claiming they're Moorish links and all that, which is good. I love it. I'm trying to get in contact with it because my mother's from that area. So I'm trying to get in contact, but it's hard to get to the Richard Curry. I think he's the chief over there. I'm trying to get to him, to interview him so I can help promote it, because I heard Buju, all these reggae artists are starting to step up and say, look, this is our ancestry. We got to protect this, or they go, because it's too much hypocrites in politics.
There you go. And it's the same group of people running the human trafficking, running the drugs, pirating our communities, the same groups of people. And so we need to have, this is why I am totally pushing for an indigenous global perspective. Right. And the perspective just says we are indigenous people. There's already laws on the international level to protect us. The organization of that is on us, though.
Right.
It's not on politicians. It's not on, they never do it. And so we have to have the grassroots movements.
That's right.
The grassroots movements died because we stopped understanding what the fight was about and started fighting each other.
Right.
And that's where you're on the internet right now, fighting each other.
Fighting each other. It doesn't stop, man.
It's a leftover headache.
Oh my goodness, bro. And I don't know when. And I think, like you said, like the cooning will never stop. A lot of that fighting will never stop because it's sexy. And
it's getting them TikTok checks. It's getting them YouTube checks. So there's an economic incentive. But what we have to realize is that there are people who sit in rooms who understand that.
Right.
That's not a haphazard thing. Okay, if you are not of a certain wealth gap and you're trying to get money, and we put a method out there for you to get money, but that method requires you to, get some controversy going on. We don't know how to use controversy. Right. Controversy is not bad if it's used for a tool to educate and bring people together.
That's right. That's what Dr. Khaled
used. It's a tool.
Yeah.
But if the tool is give me my money and I hate you, for the money.
Right. And I used to be on radio right here in New York at WWRL. And in the meeting, they had a production meeting and some big wigs came in and he said, look, negative news is sexy. Negative news. Basically, drama and trauma is sexy. That's why in the first portion of any news, you see the negative information first.
Yeah. And that's a part of a culture, though. That's a culture that we didn't have.
Yeah, exactly.
That culture comes from a particular group of people. And studying will allow for you to see why they use that as a tactic.
Yes, sir.
And it gets deep because, you got to think. Viruses use controversy in the body in order to colonize.
That's right.
It creates confusion. Everybody forgets their task.
That's right.
And now everybody forgets their task because the virus is in the body. And now the immune system's job is to get rid of it. But if you're constantly stimulated by viruses, and there is a virus on this planet in human form.
Yes, sir. That's right. Let's make no doubt about it.
And symmetry doesn't lie. It tells the same story both ways. You can get acquired immune deficiency syndrome and die off in your body, and you can do the same thing in community.
So that what you see, there's people coming up with all the different types of groups. And then you have my brother, of course, I've interviewed him too, legendary Top Cats that came out with the Indian. What is and I asked him this question, what is the indigenous language of the indigenous people here in America? We've been speaking English for so damn long.
Okay, I'll give you some basics. If it depends on where you are. Say you were where I grew up at in South Carolina.
Right.
It's Hitichi. When you get to the coast, it's Arawak because we were speaking about the islands.
That's right.
It's Muskogee. Muskogee and Hitichi are similar language. Then you have, when you start going over to Alabama, you have the Mobilian trade language. It was called Yama. All right. Okay. And then you go further into Florida, you have other little small dialects. You go up further, you got Algonquian. Algonquian is actually not totally native. It has a Punic mix with it. So you this is why you can go to certain Indian tribes and they look like they have like Greek or Hebrew names because the people of Carthage were coming here, and white folks know about it. That's why Columbus came here. Columbus knew the Carthaginians that came here.
Right.
So I got the books. I'm gonna open up these books as we're going through, so I can cite these things so people can understand. Okay, there was a load of language. Then you start going west, you got more languages.
Yes.
But there is a master language group though here, and this is important.
Okay. That's what I want.
Master language group. You go down to the Olmec and the Mayan language groups. These are parent language groups here. Uniquely, when you look at the Mayans, you see locks, dark skin. And so some of our people, I have to say this, like Clyde Winters, a great scholar. All right. Others
I got his book. Yeah.
Tried to say that these languages were African. And what we have figured out is that they are not. Now, that needs a footnote of explanation. Right. Because when you study languages, you study something called cognates. All right. Cognates are the residual from a large civilization, classical civilization, and then you get dialects of those languages, and then you get pieces and parts of words that are shared. All right. So when you look at Africa and you look at parts of the Middle East and other places, you can find cognates through all the Afro-Asiatic languages from the mother tongues that come out of Africa. Right. The only problem is you can't find that amongst the Olmec or the Mayans. And the reason why you can't find it is because cognates dissipate by space, geographical space, and by time. And so the calculations now, you can look it up, are about 10,000 years. This means that if you have two people who are genetically tied to each other, but linguistically separated, their calculations say lower end 8,000 up on through 20,000 years, y'all were separated. So now we got to ask questions. It's not that the Olmecs and Mayans and the Africans aren't the same people. It's just that they were separated for a long period of time from one another.
Right.
So now we have to add that into the equation, because now they add that into the equation, but the thing that they don't want to admit is that the Olmecs and Mayans were black people. Even though if you're going to deal with research, you deal with primary research, you go to Chiapas. I'm about to show it. You go to Bonaparte. When they painted themselves, just like you go to Egypt and they painted themselves, that's what King Tut looked like, nigga. He put it up there. That's him. Y'all can argue what y'all want now. That's what they look like. When you come here, it's the same thing. It's even worse. They got the locks and the hairstyle. So it's like, okay, these people identified themselves this way. Now, scholars we had to fight. Sheikh Anta Diop and Dr. Ben and I had to fight. Because Egypt was not considered African. Exactly. It was not black.
Exactly.
To this day, those Arabs over there are telling you that they're their ancestors. We laugh at them now because we got too much evidence.
You know, Ali, when you say that, even in Jamaica, Negril wasn't considered part of Jamaica.
Bruh. Listen, and so what I'm saying to my Pan-African scholars, the same way you had to have pioneer people there to divulge the delusion that these historians have put on Egypt, the same thing is about to happen to America. I'm talking about the exact same thing. Not only that, let me put the slide up here so I can show you this. Just to give you some idea of how much we don't know about history.
Right.
Because we think we know stuff about history, but we don't know how they played. So now, I'm going to put this is a book. Obviously, it's in Dutch, so you can't read it, but I'm just going to sit here and read this for you. Where is Suriname, bro? And everybody knows we've got a map. No, Suriname is in South America.
Right. That's right.
So why is this Dutch booklet from a very early period saying that this Suriname, everybody knows what Guyana is, because there were three Guyanas. Guyana is on the east coast of South America.
That's right.
And they were both considered to be in Africa. Look at it.
Wow.
So where the fuck was Africa, bro? You see what I'm saying? So now Africa is a new term applied to the continent by the Holy Roman Empire. And so now my point to the world is, when you start collecting the data of history, you start seeing what these people actually did. It's a real live Truman Show.
Wow.
It's a real live Truman Show. I mean, I need you to Google right now, everybody who's listening to this, go Google Suriname. Then go Google Guyana and get a geography of where it is. And why is this Dutch book? You can save the book, screenshot it, go look it up, translate it. The book is online. You can download it. Ask why this book is saying they're in Africa.
They flipped everything.
So now we had groups of Black Europeans and white Europeans who are not aware of what the world was like. And there was a war. And the war is plain. You might get mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to say it what it was. You had Christianity, Black was dominant in ruling Europe. And they had a cosmopolitan society where they had Black and white people living together just like we do here. But they had been cut off from the science of the world by the Moors and the Aboriginals here. There's no other way to put it. And so their edicts throughout the late 1400s and 1500s was against who? The Saracens or Moors and the people of the Indies. They said they had a right to colonize them by right. But this was a war to destroy the literature of the Moorish world and the literature in the Indies. And by destroying the literature in these particular places and raising the banner of Christianity, I'm talking about, this is Black people. People don't understand. Like when we're talking about Charles II, Charles V, I showed his picture last time. Yes, that is the grandson of Ferdinand and Isabella in Spain, who were Black. And so now we have to look at the world through a mature lens. Because when we see Black politicians doing Black people wrong, we don't argue about it. You're like, that nigga a coon. But you think there wasn't no coons in the 1500s, the 1400s, the 1300s, the 1200s?
Probably 5,000 years. Probably 5,000 years. They've been cool.
So, but you know, sometimes we get in our head that when we go past a certain point, all Black people were righteous.
Right. Exactly.
No. And so now these families are gatekeeping today. But I just want you to get a shock. So you can start looking and say, you know what? Maybe there are things I don't know about history. Maybe there are things that we need to plug in. This is why we need to be together. We can do the think tanks. We can get together to study. We can share. And we can say, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
It becomes something that is valuable to us. Now, let me do something else. Because I know my Metal Netter people going to get me on this one, but I'm gonna say what I got to say.
Yeah, they watch.
Come on in. I am open to challenges. I am open to say, Ali, I can't see how you're doing that. So when I talk about Moors, even to people who are Indigenous Americans in the same vein that I speak on it, they look at me like, man, the Moors is sell out. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? First of all, I can go through 10 nations right now, Black nations in America, where somebody sold somebody else out to Europeans. So you start set tripping.
Right.
And when you start set tripping, you have an imaginary view of history. But let me share this with you. Yeah. And people always ask, what's the etymology of the word Moor? What's the etymology of the word Moor? You're not going to get it from white people.
Exactly. I got you.
You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. Now, we talked about King Tut. This is him right now. This is him right here at El Ashmin. This is him. So this glyph right here, this is the transliteration, all right? Nesetsun Katif Meri If Tutank Atin Shepes. And what does it mean? The king's bodily son. All right, here, let me go over here so you can see the glyphs. All right. The king's bodily son. All right. And when we go in here, here's what? Mere. Mere meant heir. The heir to the land. That's why they have this plow there. All right. And so when you go back into Greek and you see moros and you start going, where did the Greek come from? The Greek came from the Punic. And the Punic came from, like we said last week, the Sinaitic script. And the Sinaitic script comes straight from the hieroglyphics. The word Moor comes from the Medu Neter. Now, whether it was seen the same is different, but it was translated the same down in the old world. And so now we have to understand that this represented a particular type of culture. And as it descended down, this is why I wrote the book. I don't even know if I have it in here. I wrote the last, I do have it. Let me take this down so you can see it.
Okay.
So y'all can screenshot that, and we can have debates on it all you want. All right? No, I have no problem with it.
I know
and
you don't.
His name wasn't even Two Tank Amen right here. You see, he still had the A10.
A10, yep.
Still got the A10 right there. So I wrote this book right here.
Let me throw it in front. Go ahead.
I wrote
yes.
That's
Right. That's right.
To show you how important Islam is to Egypt. How Mecca was never the capital. Never. Until a certain time period. And who did that? How it was the children of the Egyptians in the Thebaid fighting the Roman Empire who started Islam.
Look at that book. Go to his website, family. It's all pinned to the top of the chat. Please go to the website.
This is almost 500 pages right here for you to chew through, study through, text, etc. The reason why I'm dealing with that before I come back over here is because we have to get a proper vantage point of the East in order to understand the West. And the reason being is because the people in the East used to come to the West on vacation, i.e. Ramesses II with all this cocaine in his body, bro.
They was treating this like Jamaica.
Yeah.
You funny too.
So now let me tell you why it was cocaine. Because you can't take the coca leaf from the Andes on a ship. It's going to dry out and it's going to lose its power. So they made it into a powder, and the pharaohs used to get high.
So they was coming all the way over here, like getting marijuana, like they're getting marijuana for Jamaica.
They came over to here, and there's a video online of the scientists who did the actual. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. I know exactly where it is. Man. Let me pull it up.
You understand what he's saying? Just like a lot of these tourists go over to Jamaica to go smoke the best.
Yeah, bro. They want that ganja,
they did the same thing, bro. To get the best cocaine. That is hilarious.
Now, I'm going to do two things. I'm going to show the video, and then I'm going to show the actual studies. All right, so let me pull this up.
Yes, go ahead. Let me see.
2-minute video. It's a short clip that shows it.
Now, I don't have any music that can block us, right? Or
no music. I can even turn the sound down on it.
Yeah, if you can, just there's a case.
Yeah. You know how these people go. So what I'm going to do is I can turn the sound down on it, and I can show you the video where you could go study because it's a 49-minute video, but here we go. All right. Yeah. So here it is. Let me pull it up. All right. So now, let me get out of here.
Can you share it?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to share. Let me skip this ad. So now, this video right here, let me go down to my share. My bad. This video right here. Where did you go? Register actions.
Make sure y'all go to the aboriginalvillage.org. Remember, 14th through 16th, they're having the Honor Indigenous Summit in Atlanta, Georgia, family. Make sure you support that. The website is pinned to the top.
Yes. All right. So let me pull this. Where did my video go? It slipped. Okay, there you go. All right. Let me pull this up and then share.
Okay.
There we go. I got it. Hold on.
You got it?
Hold on. Let me get it back up. Where did it go?
But if you can't share the link in the private chat, and I could just.
Oh, there you go. All right, so I'll do that.
You got it. Yeah.
I don't see. I mean, I pull it up, but I didn't see it on my what's the name? Let me share
it in the private chat.
Got you.
And then I can just go ahead and click on it, and it'll take me right there.
All right. So.
Yo, that's funny, yo. It came over here to get high.
Yeah, they came over here to get high.
Damn. Yeah, they was lustful also. You sent it in there? Not yet.
Yes. Hold on, I'm about to paste it right now. So yeah, they came over here.
Okay, I see it.
You see it? They came over here and they're getting high and they're having fun. But the point is, and I got the book here. I got resources for y'all.
I'm gonna share. I'm gonna show it right
now. Ancient sea crosses. The whole story is in this book with the resources.
Yes.
I want you to see that. Ancient sea ocean crossings.
That's your book? That's not your book. That's not your book.
No, it's somebody else.
Somebody
else's
book.
book.
Okay. Hold on. You ready to see it?
Yeah. So I just want to pull it up, and then they can go back and study it themselves. But it's 48 minutes. But it has a doctor that goes through this particular video. She is testing the mummy. She tested for cacao. She found hape.
Yep. Yeah, they got a music. I know they're gonna flag me. So there it is. Go ahead.
Yeah. She tested the mummy. They found cocaine. They found hape. Hape is Amazonian tobacco. And they found cacao, which is at that particular time in history, there was no cacao anywhere else but from the lower part of North America in Georgia all the way into South America. We had a brother who did a dissertation on it. And so Brother Kwahu at Aboshi Cacao. And so this video goes through that entire history.
I'm gonna put it in the chat so people can get the video.
Go to the chat so the folks can get it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Video. Got it. I just put it in the chat, family. Here it is. This is the video that you're watching right now. I don't want to play the sound, so we don't.
Right. We can avoid that. But what I can do is I can pull up the actual study.
Okay.
So they can see it.
Okay.
And then they can screenshot it and go do their research on. Wow, you mean to tell me that they were all the way over here in South America thousands of years ago, pre-Columbus? Yep, that's what we're saying. And so I'm building a picture for you. So you don't have this limited view of Columbus discovers America, slaves get brought over here, and that's our beginning. And now, when we go back and talk about our history, we talk about Mali, we talk about Egypt. Man, this whole civilizations of Black people here that we are not addressing, that are your direct lineage. All right, all the way up into the 1800s. All right, so let me pull this little guy up. Here we go. All right.
You want me to take this video down?
Yeah, you can take the video down, and I'm gonna pull up this book. This book is on my website. When I debated Jabari, I literally wrote the book for the debate.
Right.
But let me share it.
I've been trying to get him on. He's just been not coming and answering my phone call. I don't know what's going on with Jabari. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I don't do that.
Oh, no, yeah. You ain't.
I don't know. He must be. I know he's a professor in the college.
Yeah. He at college somewhere.
He's busy. But he's always on Sonetta. He jump on Sonetta real quick.
Right. All right, I got a screen share right there. I think.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Did you share? There it is. I see it. Okay. Bang. Hold on 1 second. There it is.
All right. So now y'all see this.
Mm-hmm.
This is talking about the journal you can go to, the Lancet, and let's read it. The German research group published their initial findings in 1992. Balabanova, an experienced forensic chemist, used radio immunoassay and gas chromatography mass spectrometry to identify and confirm the presence of cocaine, nicotine, and hashish in Egyptian mummies. The remains used in this study included 7 mummified heads, 1 single complete adult female, and 1 incomplete adult male. All the mummies tested were from the Egyptian Museum in Munich, and they had been dated to a period spanning 1070 BC to 395 AD. Cocaine and hashish were also found in all 9 samples, and nicotine was present in all but 1 of the samples. So they go through, and they have a whole table here,
right,
where they test the hair, the soft tissue, the brain, the teeth, the bones, and they find in cocaine.
Wow. And cocaine was originally from here, this part of this region.
Cocaine is originally only from North America. And there's another documentary you need to understand, because cocaine was legal in the United States of America until the 1930s. The literal cocaine.
Right.
Most people don't know that. And then it got transferred into drugs we use, Novocaine, lidocaine. Those are chemical derivatives of cocaine because it was a pain reducer.
Did they really put it in Coca-Cola?
Yeah, it was really in Coca-Cola. There's a plant right now in New Jersey that still strips the cocaine out. Yeah, right now in New Jersey. And literally, it's called Stephen and something company. There's a company right now that still processes the cocaine.
Wow.
And so what we need to understand is that cocaine was, so when we look at the pharaohs, we can't look at the pharaohs wrong. Cocaine was a medicine. It is a herbal, coca plant is an herbal plant. These people study, and you know why they outlawed it in the United States of America? The documentary will show it. They outlawed it because they started putting in the newspapers, cocaine gives black men superpowers. It was literally in articles. And so it became such a fuss that they outlawed it.
And that's interesting, because when you watch the blaxploitation films, and when some of the pimps used to do cocaine, they just believe they could do anything.
No,
come and get me, motherfucker.
So now look, y'all know I travel. I have had coca plant.
Right.
And let me tell you, they are not lying.
What word? It's like that.
That's all I can say. on the internet. They ain't lying, bro. They ain't lying. Damn. That plant is a very special plant. Damn. Whenever you see them outlawing plants like ganja and other things, they are medicinal and they're doing something to our genes. So now I'm gonna share this because I got it on my Facebook page. I want y'all to be able to get all these resources. So let me stop this share, and I'm gonna share the documentary, and I'll throw the matter of fact. Let me just throw the link in the chat. Yeah, because then you can share it. You know. Yeah, throw it in the private chat. Throw it in the private chat. Sound off of it. Put it in the private chat. Yes, I put it in the private chat. Yep. Yeah. All right, so let me copy it and then put it in the chat. And y'all will be able to go. It's only 20-something minutes. And y'all be able to go yourself and see the whole story of cocaine and how it applies to you. But now this is in the backdrop because we had ancestors on both sides of the planet trading this. This is important. Like, our people need to understand that being a historian is cute when you're doing it for white folk. Right. But when you start doing independent research, got it, and putting it together to build your story and your lineage, you start to see different things. And so, that video that Simon is going to show y'all and share in the chat, watch it. It's only 28 minutes. It goes through the whole history of cocaine. And did you want me to play it? Yeah, sure. You can share it just so that people can see. Okay. See the page. Let me snatch it. Let me check their music. I don't have music. I don't think it has music. Hold on, let me see. Let me. All right, yeah. Let's play it. I'm gonna give it a chance here. Hold on one second. Let me give it a chance. If not, I'll cut it off later on in the editing or something. Yes, let me get to it. Here it is. Okay, family. And explain this video that's about to come on again now. Okay, so this video deals with the history of cocaine, and it's in light of me talking about Ramesses II coming to South America. But what it details is cocaine was legal. It was legal in the United States up until the 1930s. And the only reason they outlawed it is because there was a fear that it made black men into some type of superhero, extra power, They started putting all in the articles in the newspaper in the 1920s and 30s, and then they outlawed it. But they didn't outlaw it because it's still a legal Schedule II drug that universities and hospitals and medical centers can use. They can legally use cocaine. And then they have derivatives like lidocaine, novocaine. All of these are from cocaine. Okay, so check this out, family. I know I got my disclaimer just in case. Yep. Y'all don't be playing. I come from a radio background. Right. I know my thing. Fair use now. This is fair use. Reacting. We are reacting to a video. Exactly. Here we go.
It was a business decision, ordered by one man who believed an enemy of his might be on that plane. He was not. That same year, that same man was reportedly earning so much cash that his organization spent $2,500 every month on rubber bands just to keep the bills bundled. Forbes magazine had already named him one of the richest men on the planet, with a fortune estimated as high as $30 billion. His home city of Medellin was on its way to becoming the murder capital of the world. And his country was burying judges, journalists, police officers, and 3 separate presidential candidates. And at the center of all of it, the thing all that blood and money revolved around was not gold, not oil, not weapons, a leaf. A small green leaf from a mountain shrub, so mild that chewing it delivers less of a jolt than a strong cup of coffee. A leaf that Andean farmers have grown for roughly 8,000 years. A leaf that was once an ingredient in the most famous soft drink on Earth. So how did a humble Andean shrub become the engine of the most profitable criminal industry in human history? How did it charm popes and presidents, revolutionize modern surgery, and rewrite the drug laws of nearly every nation on the planet?
Wow.
That was 1989. But the story of coca begins about 8,000 years earlier.
So they go through the history, and then further down they talk about the black people
in what is now northern Peru.
Okay, so family,
in the
we're not gonna play the whole thing. Not gonna play the whole thing, but I want y'all. I put the link, the video link, if you want to watch it yourself for research purposes. Let's go get some cocaine. That's up to y'all.
So now y'all see why I showed at the beginning human trafficking and drug trafficking.
Right.
Because when the pharaohs and our ancestors here in the Americas were trading it, there wasn't no drug trafficking. There wasn't no human trafficking going on. We were sharing what they later called the spice trade. When they came, they pirated it. And look at it now. The very same thing that, listen to this now, y'all. We need to understand this because this is in the movies and Avatar and all these other places.
Right.
The plants that make us great, that actually demethylate genes, that do a whole bunch of things, they made them all illegal. They pirated it. Then they turned it into drugs. And they created a whole trafficking network after the spice trade. So I want you to understand what's really on the line here. When I say a global indigenous movement, I'm talking about them burying the fact that they discovered all of this by studying your ancestry. They've been had these books and these other things where they knew that the trade was going on. How do you think they developed cocaine?
Right.
It was already a drug. It was already developed. They just took it and they turned it to crack and they made, they went crazy on us. But this is from your history. They could not have derived the knowledge of it without indigenous Americans and indigenous Africans having a whole global trade network. You see what I'm saying? And so this part is important for us to understand as we move into further why we're asking this question: should we be indigenous Americans or indigenous anything or African Americans?
What was the Pacific Islanders where? Where was the Pacific at with all the Asians, like, China and all them on that side? Where were they at during these times when we were doing our work?
They were in the European steppe. So now this gets wow. When you look at the history of Genghis Khan, first of all,
Genghis Khan,
pull it up. Genghis Khan was a black man. I'm sorry.
Kublai
and then
Khan,
he hired all the Moors to run his administration. Now, the people who we see now that are in China and in Europe, they were locked away in the European steppe. And there were two walls. One is called the Wall of Gorgon. We built a wall near the Balkans. And the other one was called the Great Wall of China.
Great Wall of China, yes.
And then we had them boxed up in the Balkans and the European steppe.
Wow.
And colonization is about them coming out. Gog and Magog.
That's right.
It's in the book.
Yes.
It's in the book. We don't know what is being talked about. And this is let me be very clear. I ain't got nothing against Chinese people or none of these other people who are present on the world. Do live the world that you're going to live. But we're going to tell the history right.
Right.
That's the only thing. We're going to tell the history right. We ain't got to hate you to tell the history right, because our children deserve to know how China became a powerhouse. That comes from what people are calling Tartaria. It was Cathay, or the rule of the Khans.
Right.
And that's where all the cannabis was coming from. The cannabis started out there in what we know of now as China and Pakistan. But it was a trade. So each area had its own plant and was trading it in a network with no problem. Europeans came, it became drug trafficking.
That's right.
And human trafficking.
Right.
And then they took what we used to do, make spirits, and they made alcohol out of it. And our people, coming from an environment where there wasn't that much war, we didn't have a lot of that stuff. All right? Even in Egypt, there was war, but it wasn't a lot till a certain period. And so we just need to look at the history for what it is so we know and we're aware. Now, when you see a brother saying global indigenous movement, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
It makes sense in your head. Even if you don't want to be a part of it, don't necessarily agree or whatever, you understand at least where we're coming from. This is putting pieces and parts back together that have been ripped apart.
I remember back in the day when you taught a class at the National Black Theater, and you was calling yourself ISIS.
Right.
And then you moved over to honor. And because you did a strategic move because you see what was happening out there.
They named the terrorist group ISIS after us.
You knew what was about to happen.
Our people need to understand this is not something that was just happening to us. This has happened throughout history. The Black Panthers. Right. This is what you call COINTELPRO. Our people think that it stopped or something.
It's not stopped.
The reason why it won't stop is because I don't care where you go on the planet, wherever you have original people, they are considered the threat. Go back and read your book from Dr. Francis Cress Welsing.
That's right.
We have too many elders who have already guided us on the psychology of these people. They don't feel powerful. You think they feel powerful because they're sitting up here, they talk about they can bomb this, they can bomb that. They just ran out of munitions in Iran. That's why Trump is up here faking like he's faking.
Right.
And I don't have nothing against Trump. I voted for Trump the first time. And it was because I wanted somebody radical in there. But the point is...
Gemini.
Hey, you're right. Exactly. I want somebody radical. We need to take it up a little bit. He did the first time, 2016 to 2020. He shut up. But, them genes start popping out and he started acting back in his regular nature. Hey, there's nothing you can do about it. But the point is, they're standing throughout the world like they're this big bully. They are not that. What's happening is our people are not aware and we're not strategic enough. The more aware we get, the more strategic we're going to get. And so it'll make sense why we are making these statements that we're making. Another thing I want to point out, let me pull this up. Just for folks who...
somebody just asked a question, why were they placed behind the Great Wall?
Okay, now we got to go into Neanderthals and Denisovans.
You don't have to go
there. We can go there. We can go there. Okay, so now look, we've heard stories about Yakub and all of these other things, and this is not a deviation to the topic. Trust me, I can bring it back.
Right.
The reason we had them there is because they were politely mutants. All right, and I got to show you so that you don't have to believe me. I don't need you to believe me.
Right.
I want to show you what Black Europeans depicted them as. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Because now you get the opportunity. Let me pull it up.
Go ahead. Remember, he has the big Indigenous Summit, Honors Indigenous Summit 2026. Make sure y'all go to the website, pinned to the top of the chat, www.aboriginalvillage.org. That's aboriginalvillage.org from the 14th through the 16th at YG Cafe and YG Farms. Big up to those families, those great people that I eat at their place when I'm in Georgia. So big up to them and all the family there, man. Keep on doing. Make sure y'all support them. 14th through the 15th in Atlanta, Georgia, man. The ATL.
Yes, we about to go in. Hey, the summit is an opportunity for us to have a good time. All right. So let me start sharing this so you can see that when we walk ourselves back into history, it's not what we think. We think, see, this is why history is so important, and lineage and genealogy we talk about, because they have you thinking Neanderthals was 35,000 years ago. And no, people saw Neanderthals. And this is what they look like. Let me show you.
Yeah.
Let me show you. Let me show you what they look like.
Exactly.
I'm talking about.
I see it.
This is not no made up stuff. Ain't nobody got to make nothing up.
There you go. Go ahead. Oh wow.
All right, hold on. Let me get where you are because I'm somewhere lost in my tabs.
Yeah.
All right. So now, what are we looking at here? We're looking at a Neanderthal. But this Neanderthal lived at a particular time period.
Right.
Obviously, it's medieval, time period that we're looking at. And so let me go out of this so I can show you where I'm pulling this from. I'm pulling this from, his name was Petrus Gonsalves.
Wow.
All right.
Look at that dog.
Now let's look at this now. Let me read this to y'all.
That's why they love dogs so much.
This man lived in 1537.
Wow.
Look at him now. Look at his children. Look.
Whoa.
Look. Wow. These are original depictions of that family. And they had these families, they called them wild men. They were all over Europe. Let me see. I'm on my Facebook page now. So let me scroll down. Look at them. These are all depictions of wild men. Look.
Right.
Original depictions.
Wow.
Look. This is what Black Europeans were looking at when they ruled Germany, when they ruled the British Isles, they ruled Scotland. They had these people out in the Balkans, and these are these people. I did a whole documentary on it on my Patreon. You go to Dr. Ali on my Patreon.com. You can see the whole documentary on the global white slave trade. I share all of these, even the medical literature where they are reviewing these things. So our people, let me scroll down so I can find one more. I got another one. Hold on. I know it's down here. Yeah, look at this.
Wow.
Look at this with the Moor right here. Come on, y'all. This is from the 1500s. This is why we had them in the step to the initial question. The initial question was, why do we have them up in the European step? And this is what they look like. And so now when you come to modern science, they will tell you what? Neanderthal died off and Denisovan died off. But before they died off, they admixed with full-blooded Africans, Homo sapiens. And now this is why Eurasians have a higher Neanderthal count than the African type. No. Yeah, we did admix with them so they could get rid of their hair and they could get a better form and stop crawling around.
Get cleaner. Right. No, so
now this is in the teachings.
Yes.
But it's just, it's in baby language.
Now, is this the origin of the gargoyle statues that they have out there? Okay, I just want to make sure. I see a connection.
You see them all over? Yeah.
On buildings in Manhattan to this day.
So now you realize who built those buildings. It wasn't them. We did lectures on that. All these cities was already here.
That's right.
These old buildings, 500, 700, 1,000 years old. We need to understand that the world is not what we believe it to be. It's what it is. And so now the reason why the Moorish history and the Indigenous American history are so hated is because they recorded this. They recorded this.
Right. Somebody just asked, is there a link between Sasquatch sightings and the wild men?
Okay, so now there's two types of Sasquatch. I mean, y'all want to jump into it? We gotta they will tell you what. There's a Sasquatch that eats humans. Then there's a Sasquatch that's a shapeshifter. And so now when you look at Sasquatch, this is a form of hominid. But where did these hominids come from? When you talk about resets and cataclysms, we lost our way in certain parts. And the only continents that didn't go dark are South America and Africa. They were safe zones when we went through these cataclysms.
Right.
And so now we kept our melanin. The other people were in cold climates, no sunlight, thousands of years, grew hair, lost. These used to be black people. So the Yaqub story is there. It's just, we got to grow up and take the archaeology and the anthropology and the genetics and rebuild the story out of the baby language. It is a real story. But why do we use stories? We use stories because stories are a part of our subconscious. They are part of our epic memory. We tell fairy tales. The griots tell stories in rhymes. We rhyme as a people, and we tell stories through rhymes.
That's right.
Music, drum, rhythm.
That's right.
That's what we are, right? And so you can't diss the old stories now unscientific. That's you not understanding how we deliver information through generations in oral tradition.
Right.
That is a masterful way to teach, because when you grow up, you start to understand, the story was right. We just got to add these little things to it to add the details. Man, Ali. So now when we're talking about Indigenous America, we're talking about a world that Black Europeans and white Europeans didn't know about, but the rest of the indigenous world knew about. And so now Columbus wasn't confused. Y'all think Columbus was confused. Columbus knew the Carthaginians had been here. He knew the Vikings had been here. And he was coming here for the church to pirate. He was coming here for the church to human traffic. He was coming to drug traffic.
Right.
That's why they came here. And when we start looking at oh, I hear some people saying there's no evidence of no indigenous black people here. Oh, please, y'all got to stop playing. Y'all got to stop. You might disagree on some of the things. You might say, well, we still are Africans. Okay, you can say that all you want, but you denying that there are black people here. All right. Now you got to make me Gemini.
Would you say the elders went the wrong direction? Or
no, the elders were growing at a pace that they could grow at.
Right.
They built upon what they knew, what they were familiar with, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not we're not dissing nobody, but we're saying there is new information. So now don't turn our movement into a religion, because this is what you taught us not to do. You taught us that religions are stuck in a book; they can't grow. So now our people are stuck on our elder stuff, and they don't want to budge. They turned it into a religion. And we're not discounting anything great that happened in Africa by raising up America or the Caribbean. We're just saying this is part of the story that we didn't know about because we went into academia, and Franz Boas, Melville Herkowitz, all the other people who actually do curriculum, they wrote the curriculum. This is why we have Aboriginal University. Some people say, you got a fake university. You say what you want to say. Guess what? William Penn started out with 8 people at the University of Penn. Now look at the University of Pennsylvania. Damn near can't even get past Center City and the west side of Philadelphia. Everything is UPenn. So Aboriginal University might only have a few hundred students now. What will it look like in 50 years? Right. What will it look like when we have dissertations and all types of things? What we're saying is we got to grow our perspective. Because when we look at this, matter of fact, let me show you something. Because now we got to deal with this. When we look at this, this is what the people who are calling themselves Mayans online now, they be online coming on my posts. I be having like 1,000 comments. I'm trying to diss me. They can't diss this though. You know why? Because this is Bonham Peck right here. You can travel to this place right here, go to the pyramid, go inside, walk up the steps, you go inside, and this is what you see.
Wow.
Now, these are not NOT, the people who are claiming to be Mayans today.
Oh, they're now, no. Right.
They're not. I mean, just alone, they painted themselves like this, but the phenotype gives away genotype. They don't even have the MC1R gene that we all have. We only show me and Simon got it, and it's non-deleterous.
Right.
No mutations. That's how we get brown skin with kinky hair.
Right.
I mean, and they got a whole Mardi Gras scene going on here, bro. Wow. So what our people need to understand is we don't need to argue with you about whether black people were already here before Columbus. They left it for us to see. And then they had the nerve to say, yeah, not only were we exchanging cocaine, we were exchanging hairstyles. Cranial deformation in the 18th dynasty, cranial deformation amongst the Mayans, cranial deformation amongst the Olmecs, cranial deformation in South America, in the same place the cocaine was grown amongst the Paracas, who precede the Inca. And then in the American South, you had the Flatheads. Go look them up. Flatheads were people who deal with cranial deformation. There was a cultural reason why they did this. But my point is, do you think this is osmosis? No, this is culture shared around the globe. Matter of fact, we can keep going. They try to make you ashamed of cotton. This is Codex Tellerino Remensis. You was growing cotton when the Spanish came. This is your cotton. Let me translate it and zoom in. This is black people's cotton in Mexico and the American South. When the Spanish came, they took back black people. They took back cotton. They took back all of that, and we was growing it. So who had the plantations first? And thank you to Aboshi Cacao. Our brother Kwahu gets his cacao grown straight from Colombia. Matter of fact, let me go grab something for you real quick so I can show you how deep it is. 1 second.
All right, family. Remember, my brother also is having a big Arna Indigenous Summit coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, from the 14th until the 16th. Make sure you go to the website. His website is Aboriginal Village That's aboriginalvillage.org for those tickets. But all the other information I got right here, I got, of course, is Instagram, godbody.og, of course, our Facebook, Aboriginal Chief Ali, of course, Linktree, Dr. Ali Muhammad, and aboriginalmedicalassociation.com. So spread love and show love. Go ahead. What you want to show?
So now you see they got chocolate here. Chocolate comes from the cacao bean. Mm-hmm. All right. Our brother Kwahu did a dissertation, Kwahu Shuamaru, and he proved that cacao was being grown in all the way up into Georgia. Mm. So now think about Nestle. Think about all these companies. Again, drug trade from the spice trade.
Right.
This chocolate is fake. It's lab grown. It has cadmium and other metals in it. This is something they stole from our ancestry, a formula. What do I have right here? This is a cacao tree right here.
Wow, he's selling that? Who sell? Oh, you growing?
We are growing cacao.
Wow.
And you need to understand that is the seed. The seed from cacao grows in the air.
Get out of here. What?
Oh, this is a whole different type of plant.
Ooh,
so now, after we have cacao trees here, y'all gonna understand we're not just here talking. You see what I'm saying? We are about industry, because that spice trade that became that drug trade, this plant right here, all y'all got migraines and y'all going to get all types of stuff. The magnesium, the antioxidants, the polyphenols in this plant, this plant can get you high.
Of course.
I'm gonna tell you how. It shuts, and this is when we can start going into deep indigenous science. It shuts down an enzyme called FAAH. Look it up. What is FAAH? We all have an endocannabinoid system with receptors throughout our body. But what we don't know is that this enzyme, I'm not even going to tell you where it comes from, because it comes from the environment. It's epigenetic. But this enzyme shuts down our internal ability for our endocannabinoids to make us high without plants. We used to be able to get high through breathing alone. But this plant, along with plants, something simple like milk thistle. If you take a lot of milk thistle, you'll notice you start getting high. And the reason why you start getting high is because high is the natural state, high is the flow state, it's the creative state. Anybody who does martial arts or anything else, if you've been on any entheogens, shrooms, anything else, you will notice how your body moves differently. And so this is what they're afraid of. What these people are afraid of is the fact that we had a culture so spectacular just with plants alone.
Right.
And industry. So now we have a brother that ships the cacao from Colombia to here and has a whole market. He'll be at the summit, Aboshi Cacao. So all of the things that we're doing in our tribe to talk about being Indigenous American, people think we're here to have TikTok debates. We are not. We are here to do what the messenger said, do for self. It's the same program. I ain't never left my FOI teachings. I just kept growing. I know and understand, okay, we got these markets out here where people have taken over our markets, our market space. That's what they're doing. They're running our market space that the pharaohs and the caciques used to run. So we're not here. We're not going to keep going back and forth. If you think that these are Mexicans right here, then go ahead and keep believing that. Because these people didn't disappear. You can go right now to Yanga province in Mexico, and you can see your brothers and sisters with afros. They just speak Spanish and some other indigenous languages, and they're called Afro-Mexicans. They know Afro-Mexicans, bro. These are the children of the Mayans.
Right. Somebody asked, what do you think about the De Las Casas book on his work, an account of the destruction of the West Indies? Is his account accurate or false?
Some of his accounts are false. And here's what you need to do. When you're studying what's going on in the West Indies, you need to understand there was a council of the Indies, right? And they have their works electronically saved online. You can go to the Library of Congress, and here's how you research. You study from 1470 to 1580, and you put that in your search as your barometer for search. When you start pulling up those books, you're going to get the original literature of what they were doing here. I'll give you an example. We have a free app. It's called sheprophecy.com, right? And people think it's tarot. What they don't know is that tarot comes from an American calendar. It's called the Tune calendar. And
why did they try to give it to Italy?
You know why they tried to give it to Italy?
I'm just asking you. I know it's a rhetorical question.
But if you go to Islam,
right,
the Muslims came here first and got it from the Tune calendar, or Zulkin, whatever you want to call it. And then this is a system. I'll put it in perspective for those who study the teachings. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said there was a book called the Mother Book.
That's right.
And all of the other books about prophecy were extracted from this book. We can show you the book. Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Let's not talk. Let's show you what Catholic missionary stole the information, when he stole the information, because this is a part of your religion. This is part of your religion as a people. I ain't got to make nothing up. We can show you everything that we are saying.
Show and prove. We was taught. Show and prove.
Show and prove.
Show and prove.
Let's go. Let's show and prove. I'm gonna show you the exact divination table that he stole it from. And then, like I said, we got a free app. You can go to sheepprophecy.com. I'll pull it up after we're done. And you can go on there and it's the most
put in a private chat for me so I can share it.
I'll put it in chat for you. Hold on one second. Put it in chat. Yeah, so y'all can go here. And the app is free. You can do readings for yourself. All right, it's in the chat.
There it is. Okay, I see it. Got it.
And then let me show you how the Catholic Church play. See, they over here calling y'all pagan, but they using y'all stuff. Now all these other new cartomancy people, they talking about it's from Atlantis. Oh, brother, y'all ain't about to run that on this. So.
You put it up there. Hey, hold on. Let me get
all right, you. So I just want to show them.
Go ahead.
All right, so let me show you this. All right, so in 1536, Bishop de Landa came into the Yucatan, and the Catholic Church gathered this divination board. This is the 13 ancestors of the Olmec Mayans that they use to deal with prophecy and divination. And you see the Ahau that are there. And each number is one of the ancestors. So let me show you what they did.
Did you write a book on this already? I got
a whole book on. This is the book.
The old books from back in the day. What you bought? You remember you wrote those books?
I upgraded them.
Okay, I got the old ones. I got the old one. I got the first time when I got the first one you got.
The old one. You got the old one.
Yeah, I got the old one. Yeah, I remember that.
So we got a whole book on that. And so now, when you're looking at this stuff, this is one of the 13 ancestors. This was a system. I gotta say it like it is. This is a system to teach us how to read light as it progresses into matter. There's no other way to put it. This is where you get astrology and all of the other ancient systems from. It comes from Mexico. I promise you. I can walk anybody down on this history. All right. But what they did is they came over here and they gave you modern day tarot, they gave you modern day cartomancy. So y'all following all these people with the cartomancy, y'all don't even know what this is. This is a divination. This is juju. Juju.
Exactly.
It traveled up to the Mississippi, and when they stole the Natchez and the French, the French, I showed this on my last lecture. When they were stealing the Natchez after the French Natchez War, they were shipping the Natchez to Haiti. And so now, when you look in the Caribbean, you look in America, you look in Mexico, you got all these juju systems that they tell you to be afraid of. Meanwhile, they got you practicing tarot, and you don't know that's an original science that comes from your indigenous ancestors. And it goes deep. Like I said, y'all can check out the app, sheepprophecy.com. It's free. You can go on there and you can use it at any time that you want. You can do readings on yourself. You can study each one of these ancestors. You can get that knowledge. But my point is, when they came here, this is what they had to suppress. And they brought they brought Catholicism, they brought Protestantism, and they told you that, this is the Salem witch trials. We're going to kill you if you try to use that stuff, all of this. And then what did we do? Every time we had a revolution in Haiti, the Dismal Swamp Maroons that became the United States Colored Troops. Every time we had a revolution with people who practice juju, we kicked their ass.
Can somebody say, can we buy the book?
Yes, you can buy the book at any time. If you go to my Instagram, godbody.og, all that stuff is there on my Linktree. Every one of them. The books.
I'm showing y'all right now. His Instagram is there. His Facebook is there. His Aboriginal Medical Association.com is there. And on the bottom, you see honorgovernment.org.
And here's what you'll see. Here's a greater thing. You won't find none of these pretendians teaching none of this because they don't know it. They don't know it. I'm going to tell you how I learned it or why I even had interest. The only reason I had interest is because my great-grandmother was the head of the Eastern Stars. All right? Her name is Frances Moton. You can look her up.
Moton?
Moton. M-O-T-O-N.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that name. I know that name.
When we were little, my little sister broke something in the room that she used to do readings in. And when she came in, she said, "Who broke that?" And my sister said, "He did it." She pointed at me. She said, "You did it?" It was my little sister. I was gonna take her for you. I did it. She said, "No, you didn't." She did it. So I was like, "How did she know that?" And then my mom used to always say, "Grandma Frank put a root on you. Put a root on you." I'm 12 years old, 13. What is a root? I got 15. So I started learning. I'm like, "Oh, so this is the stuff as our family knows."
Right.
And y'all went over here to Christianity. Okay, that's fine. Right. But what is this stuff? So as I got in college and I'm studying, I'm like, and then it led all to I'm like, oh, this is what our people were studying.
Somebody just asked, how accurate is the Trail of Tears, and did some of the 5 civilized tribes own enslaved people? How does that relate to indigenous history? And is it really true Black Americans make up 13% of the United States?
Okay, the last question I can't answer because I never did a census, but I know it's a lot of us here. So I know they lie on censuses. I know, there's a reason why Black people have an apathy for censuses, and it goes back to the question that you asked, because the Trail of Tears is not the story. The title that you need to read is Indian Removal, and what Indian removal meant is Indian removal of the knowledge of who was the Indian. That's all it meant. And so now, when you got to Oklahoma in the 1800s, the longest standing chief is a man named John Ross. Y'all want me to pull up a picture of John Ross real quick?
Bring his ass up.
Oh, okay.
Bring him up to trial.
Okay. All right. So now I'm about to bring John Ross up. Now don't get mad at me now, because I didn't do this, but the Indian removal is simply, to me, stop that share. The Indian removal was simply erasing your ancestors. This is why the 5 civilized tribes, I keep telling y'all, they're white people, because they are gatekeepers in order. They did enslave us, but then they call us freedmen. And then second generation removed, a lot of us lost the knowledge. But let me show you John Ross so you can understand how these people play, because this is how they play. Now, this is actually a shame that he was a chief for like 60 years, but hey, it happened. Wow. I can't talk about it. It did happen. Here we go. This is John Ross right here.
I see it. Bang. Here we go. There he is.
Stop playing with me, y'all.
I seen that picture before. Where I seen that picture before?
So they tell you, this is what they tell you. They tell you his father was from Europe, a white man from Europe. But then they say his mother was Cherokee. They got no lineage of this. Now we got censuses. We got this man was around for a long time. We should be able to look up this stuff. We got none of it. But this is a man from Scotland who first of all, he was an Indian agent under during the War of 1812. And if you know about the War of 1812, it's when all of the Indian nations was going through civil wars. Creek Civil War, Choctaw Civil War. What were they doing? They were erasing the Black people. Right. So the Trail of Tears is fake. It's Indian removal and Andrew Jackson you need to be focusing on, because when you focus on Andrew Jackson and Indian removal, you get to talking about the Seminoles. You get to talking about the Creek and how one side of the Creek was wiped out. You get to talk about all of the Southern tribes at the end of the colonization period. And what did they do? All of them got labeled as Maroons and became troops in the Union United Colored Regiments, and we kicked their ass again to get our freedom.
Now, hold on, Dr. Ali, before you go on. People, please like, subscribe, and share this video. This is an educational class. Like right now, thumb up. Please click and share. Like, subscribe, and share. Hype up the video when it's over, because the Ali giving you a whole honor Indigenous class up here, man. And you know, he's showing love, but he has a whole university now, family. I got to understand. He's got a whole organization that you can actually be a part of. And I'm telling you that because his websites are telling you that you can actually go to honorgovernment.org and be a part of the government. It's government. All right, now stop playing. And also the Aboriginal Medical Association.com if you want to really get your certification or license. What you dealing with?
Certifications. We don't need no licenses.
yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure
licenses away.
Exactly. So, family, make sure you support Dr. Ali. And remember, his Indigenous Summit is coming up. The whole Honor Indigenous Summit is coming up from August the 14th through the 16th in Atlanta, Georgia. Of course, go to the website right now to get your tickets, man. If you could be there, if you're in that surrounding area, you could drive up from North Carolina, drive up from Alabama, wherever you're coming from, go to the website right now, www.aboriginalvillage.org. That's aboriginalvillage.org. Two beautiful locations. Believe me, YG Cafe, you're going to love that place. The food is delicious. When I tell you,
delicious.
That couple do their thing, they put their whole foot in that thing. I mean, not literally, but it is what it is. And then you go to they got
put your foot in it.
They got the YG Farms also. So they got two locations they're going to be doing that. Somebody asked a quick question, if you don't mind, my brother. Real quick. Well, I was just on it right now. Somebody just asked. I just want to make sure I get that question in. Can either Dr. Ali or King Simon talk about why Islam look down or consider cartomancy to be haram or unlawful?
See? So now it ain't Islam that's doing that. It's Arabs. Now, this is why I wrote this book. First of all, the divination is in the Quran. I translated it out. I showed you. And you know what people are going to have to do is realize that what you're reading without the history, you'll never understand it. First of all, divination is a high part of Islamic history. It's all over the Quran, literally.
That's right.
And the problem is translation. The problem is history. But the problem is just the Arabization of Islam. There's nothing else to say. It's just the Arabization of Islam. Islam was an indigenous African revolt against the Roman Empire. You don't have no proof other than that. And I can walk people down. We can do another show in the future on the history of Islam.
Of course.
We can invite other people, and we have the scholars, you know.
Got Wesley, got Dr. Wesley.
Got Wesley. We got all
you and Wesley worked together back in the day.
We did a lecture. One of his first ones, came in. He came in and did that National Black Theater. That's my brother. Regardless of differences, that's my brother. That's how I look at it. If we got differences of thought, we express them intelligently, and then we keep it moving. But divination was not haram to original Islam. The Islam that people are practicing today is a whitewashed Islam. There's no other way to put it. Not necessarily to say the people in the nation, because they have adopted and what the messenger's teaching. I'm talking about the general Orthodox world.
Yes.
And they will argue against that, but I can argue.
And let's big up Mother Tanetta, because she was trying to drop that esoteric knowledge in there. May she rest in peace, Mother Tanetta.
We got some great teachers, but that's all we can say, bro.
Big up to Damien. He dropped me $10 in the super chat. Thank y'all very much.
Shout out. Drop that brother something, bro. He bringing all these people on. Get his brother something. First of all, let's give King Simon his round of applause and plays and drop them super chats and chats, bro. You know how long this brother been promoting other people in the community to bring them before you?
Man, helping people to feed their families, brother. And man, thank you, brother Dr. Ali. You know how it is. It just, look, if you want to, PayPal.me/King Simon, Venmo, King Simon 1, Cash App. That's me and my son. We share that. That's $ inspired by team. So I'll put that in the chat if you want to spread love.
Come on, spread some love. But I just wanted to show y'all that because what people need to understand, because people hear me say things and they're like, well, why are you saying that? Why are you saying we're not Cherokee? The reason why I'm saying that is because that's the tail end. So if I say Chikoran, Timokua, you don't even know what I'm talking about. But Chikoran was the first name for the indigenous people who let me get the name right. Lucas Vasquez. When he came to South Carolina, the people's name was Shakoran, and they had locks to their waist, olive complexion, right there. That's your Gullah Geechee. They were right there on the Ogeechee River. The river was called Ogeechee River before there was a Gullah Geechee.
Yes.
So now we need to understand that this is when we get to the problem, when they try to Africanize something that was not African. And this is done by people by mistake sometimes, and this is done intentionally sometimes. Regardless, we have the history. The books are there. This is why I told you to go to the Library of Congress, look at the books from 1470 to 1580, isolate that period, and start looking at some of these books are not in English, but you can use Claude, Gemini, Chat GPT to translate them if you can't translate them. You'll get some good translations, and it's going to blow your mind.
Thank you, sister. Thank you, Sister Cafunia. Remember Sister Cafunia?
Oh, brother? Yes, peace, sister.
See the chat there. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, Sister Cafunia, for that $10 donation. Also, thank you very much, family. Man, she loves this, of course. But Ali comes with his receipts, man, and I know he be battling on another back in there.
Oh, you know what? I mean, that's what I'm saying. People misunderstand me. I do things intentionally, so I'm not emotional. I will create a controversy to force people to talk.
Yeah.
Because we had this thing in the Black community where certain things we don't talk about. You don't teach the children about sex. Don't talk about nobody's religion. Don't talk about politics. No, we need to be talking about religion.
You wrote a good book on sex too, man. Yo, that book.
Yeah, power sex.
Yo, in Atlanta. Let me say this to you, brother. I lost 1,500 books in storage.
Ooh.
Your books included, sir. I have what I have now, and probably just a little bit in my son's my ex-wife garage in Georgia now, because I had to come back to New York. But I lost 1,500. All of the books that I got.
That happened to me before.
Yeah, all of the books I got from you. Signed books by Bob Marley's manager.
All you gotta do is let me know, brother. And I know I'm supposed to get some books to you, but let me know, brother. I can restock.
But after you finish you got a big thing you're doing, man. So wait till we finish. We gotta come back with this Islam thing, because your book on Islam, Lord have mercy.
People don't understand.
I got that.
This is one of my favorite subjects.
Yes, that book there, man. And that's
because
volume 3.
I've been studying Arabic since 1998.
And that's volume 3. That's volume 3.
That's volume 3.
That's volume 3.
Volume 3. That's my last one. I don't need to write no more.
You in one of your books talked about the red and the blue star.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you showed the process of the.
That's a real thing, bro.
I got that book.
And I learned that from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, I lost that book. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. All of the books. I'm telling you, Ali, I ain't got but
there's one more thing I want to share with the people.
Yeah. That's what I was about to ask.
Historical point. I want to share this historical point. I think I shared it before, but I want to share this because it closes the circle on how much we don't know about history and how we've been lied to. So let me share this. Let's see if I can bring this up.
Okay, I see it. Okay, hold on. There it is. Whoop.
All right, so now this is from, let me show you where it's from. 1846. Woo. June 16th. That's Tupac's birthday. Ace of Diamonds.
Yes, that's Tupac's
birthday. So this is from the Congress of Georgia about the Mexican War, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this side is kind of blurry, so I'm going to stop this share and bring up one that's a little bit blown up. That little section I had highlighted, I'm going to blow it up because I want you to read this.
Thank you very much, Hickman. Thank you very much, Hickman Taylor, for the $9.99. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So now I'm going to read this.
All right, go ahead. Ready, got
this is from the original book. It says this is the war that led to the Civil War a few years before. This is before Texas. Texas, all that was Mexico, all the way to California. But listen to what they say. The stupendous deserts between the Natchez and the Bravo, the Rio Grande del Norte rivers are the natural. This is the Congress of Georgia. Natural boundaries between the Anglo-Saxons and the Mauritanian races. There ends the Valley of the West. Now, Mauritania, you think of as a country in Africa. They're calling the people in Mexico Mauritanian races. He said, there Mexico begins. This beyond the Bravo begin the Moorish people and their Indian associates to whom Mexico properly belongs. Now, I need you to understand, why is a congressman in 1846 Georgia telling you Indians and Moors are ruling Mexico? And this Mexico is Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, California. Why are they telling you that? And so I'm doing a documentary on the Civil War right now. I'm still working on it.
Right.
But it's going to point out to you what the Underground Railroad really was. This to Harriet Tubman, but Harriet Tubman is not the focal point of the Underground Railroad. The focal point of the Underground Railroad is the Dismal Swamp in Virginia, the swamp in South Carolina, the swamp in Florida, and the swamp in the border of Alabama and Mexico. There was a network of maroons, this is what the term they're using, that developed all the way from the 1600s that was at war with the Europeans that our people don't know nothing about. All right. And we need to learn about that so we can put the Civil War into perspective, why we won the Civil War, went into Reconstruction, built all these cities, and then they just drowned them all out. Slowly. From Tulsa to Rosewood to Wilmington, North Carolina, where they pull a coup d'etat and physically killed the people. We don't understand why that was happening. And the Ku Klux Klan, why that was happening. It's because of what I just read. You are not supposed to know who was in power and where they were in power. You're not supposed to know that. You're only supposed to believe in African American history. And so now when we're talking about Indigenous American history, we're talking about this rare stuff in the journals of Congress, in the Civil War records, in the records way back to Columbus. We're putting this together in a composite way to tell the story of Africa, the Caribbean, and the Americas in the proper perspective, so you can see why we're calling all of our groups. I don't care what I love all our groups. I just want us to understand that we have a political unity that we need to work on, a local unity that we need to work on, and an international unity that we need to work on, because we all got the same enemies. Politicians in place, corporations that took over our chocolate and our cocaine, our coca plants. Like, this is an easy story to tell, right? And if we tell it right, we can get it right to our children, so they won't be confused about this set tripping. You'll see the whole picture.
And thank you, Ali, for doing what you're doing. How can people continue to support you, especially you doing documentaries? Can they go to your website? Do you have a donation button?
If they go to the Instagram, they're going to see the Patreon. They're going to see all the websites. They're going to see the products. I like to centralize it on Instagram because that link tree is easy for people to find everything else. So, those websites are all on godbody.og.
Right. We got the Instagram right there up, and I'll put it in the chat also, just in case y'all want to get everything up in there, family. Dr. Ali presented something, man. He touch and go, man. He's like Sanukas.
Oh, yeah. We all,
he likes Sanukas. Touch and go.
Bro. It's 1998, bro.
That's right.
I never miss a training week.
How's the brother that used to be the security for you, man, who trained bad?
Blair?
Yeah, how he doing, man?
My brother, big brother, is doing awesome. Let me tell you how strong the brother is. Just
tell him I said my greetings.
He broke his leg in 3 places, had a compound fracture. He's an iron worker now. Been an iron worker since he was a young one. Yeah, MASS unit, MASSH unit. Yeah. He literally healed himself, got back on the iron worker, climbing those buildings up there. He's still doing it now in his 50s. Wow. And he still trains in Southwest Philadelphia on a weekly basis. You can go to MASS unit, MASSH unit on Instagram. Instagram and on Facebook. You can see his training. The brother is a phenomenal brother. Yeah, that's one of my big brothers for life, bro.
Yeah, he was a good brother, man. I had Grandmaster Saifullah on my channel the other day. Yeah, that's one of my teachers, man. So this family, man, he got.
Yeah, but that's a whole nother family right there.
That's a whole other family, sir. So, thank you very much, Cardology 1111. That's Nina Dunham, Aquarius Maxim mom. What's up, girl?
Peace.
Yeah, they bad at Cardology now. Don't play with them.
They on there. They on there, bro.
They do their thing, man. Us to the family, everybody that's tuning in, man. Ali, any last words? Because I don't want to keep you past 11 o'clock.
Man, I'm good, man. Salute to the audience.
Man,
keep supporting King Simon.
Thank you,
brother
man.
Has been an unbiased presenter of other people's information for decades now.
Decades, bro. Non-stop.
So if we want a symbol of unity, our brother has shown it. I personally just want to continue to thank you for all the work you've been doing over all this time, brother.
Thank you.
I'll support you.
Man,
and we got to bring you on our channel so we can tell some history, some stories.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want to thank you, even and your former wife that does people's midwife. Sasi, man, she came on my channel about 2 times, man. But I go back with midwives in my family and doulas and nurses. So to see her what she's doing, man. Oh man, and just see what she's doing.
Cooking, bro.
Boy, she born the same day as Abundance Child. Ain't that so crazy?
That's wow.
Her and Abundance.
And then our youngest son, has that same birthday. Amaru.
Wow. Oh man, them old souls. That's an old soul. They're old souls, man. But again, all of his website is there. We're gonna be scrolling. Let me scroll the other one, of course, on the bottom so everybody can get it. Please, this is all of his sites. Remember, this coming 14th and 16th, 14th through the 16th, it's the Honor Indigenous Summit, man. How many years you been doing this so far now? I know you've been doing it for a while.
Yeah, this is number 16, brother.
You moved down there 16 years ago?
No, I started the summit in Philly in 2011.
Right, yeah.
And then I moved down here. I've been down here 10 years now. Back home 10 years.
Yeah, no,
so we've been running it every year, bro. We ain't gonna stop. Like, people don't understand consistency is important.
Man, we need to do something else. Anything you want to promote, you let me know. Just text me the flyer, whatever. I could turn it into a banner like I have, and we can make it happen. Because matter of fact, let me show the website with the banner. But you got a nice flyer up on your screen here. Let me show that before you leave. Hold on 1 second. There it is. There it is. Family, this is this brother here is doing it. Let's show it big time. Let's put it up. Let me get that out of the way. Families, make sure y'all support. There it is. There it is. There it is. Beautiful Indigenous Summit right there. The terms of effective unity. That is the theme on there. Everyone is invited. You try everything. Now try jurisdiction. That's right, my brother. The number there is 267. If you want to contact them right now, 267. Leave a message. Make sure you leave your message clearly, just in case it's a voice message. 267-257-5403. That's 267-257-5403. Let me say it one more time for all you people in the back of the universe. 267-257-5403. My brother, thank you so much for coming on and spreading your love, my brother, the way you do, man. And
you, brother.
You are definitely a Gemini, boy.
Yes, sir, bro.
See, Gemini
easy to read.
Gemini's Aquarius, we get along. So that's
we do, bro.
So that's why I love what you're doing, man. Keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Yes,
and
sir,
of
brother.
course, may the Creator, Allah, all the essence and the ancestors continue to guide you on your journey,
too,
man. And everybody that's from Honor that's been tuning in. I seen Queen Neat up in there. What up, Queen Neat? I seen you up in there. I seen y'all up in there. I see y'all popping in, California and everybody, Sister Empress Cindy and everybody. Any last words for the audience, my brother? Please.
Hey, salute to the audience. As we salute everybody who's on, salute to the audience. Y'all can be doing anything. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we shared something that is valuable to you. If it was controversial, it comes from the spirit of love and the desire to see our people better only. So whatever mistakes we make, whatever mistakes I make, hey, forgive me for making the mistakes. I'll be better the next day, but we want to bring our people together and share something that's valuable with them.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Salute, brother.
And to salute, man, and give those children big old hugs, man, when you see them.
Yes.
All right. One love, brother.
Peace,
all right.
brother.
Peace. That's my brother, Dr. Ali Muhammad, man, doing great work, family. Man, that was good. Man, that was good. And y'all don't know, I'm doing this and I'm handling Brother Rich's page. If y'all are watching Brother Rich, y'all see me putting up stuff on Brother Rich's page because he had B-Dell, he had Source One, he had my brother my brother Blue Pillar was on there. So I gotta handle all my businesses while I'm doing my thing. Although I wasn't listening to it, I listened to that. I'm listening keenly to Dr. Ali. And please support the channel. Look at all of that. You got King Simon, PayPal. Thank you very much, California, for the PayPal. Venmo, you can do Venmo. That's King Simon 1. You can do Cash App. That's my son and I. We share that Cash App. That's $ inspired by team. All right. So on that note, family, want to thank all of you for coming on and spreading your love. As we get on out of here and take a step to the rear, remember what the late, great Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad used to say. Regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. Remember what Dr. B always says. Big up to him. I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. Remember what the late, great Dr. Blair used to say. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open up my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth and your love now. And remember what the late, great Maya Angelou used to say. And still we rise. Continue to rise, continue to get this knowledge, continue to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Tell people that I don't bring the drama, I bring the power. This is King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And I may not have a big channel with hundreds of thousands and millions of people, but I got a powerful channel that will never be stopped, and the information is constantly going out there. All right? Love you, family. And remember, tomorrow I will be doing a lesson called Numerovation Presents a Spiritual and Physical Perspective of the Same. Where there's a will, there's a way. Right here on King Simon Presents. Don't forget tomorrow also, we got live and direct. My brother KT will be with us. KT, Dr. Sabi has been gone for 10 years. We're going to do a salute to him tomorrow. And we got KT, the arts degree, to come in and share that wisdom. And don't forget, making their first appearance, Al Kibolan 44 and Nubian Remix. Husband and wife team will be making their first appearance. The topic is the physics of self-love and meditation. Don't forget my sister who was in the chat, Sister Alba. Pick up to Sister Alba. Not Pantria. She's going to say it right for me anyway, you know. But we're going to speak about how spiritual intelligence intersects with the way we navigate major transitions in our life. And don't forget, my brother, Mr. G, will be in the mother flipping building. Of course, Giffy T. Nwani will be here. Remember, he is the beautiful brother that produced the music, my opening music for me. So make sure you support his Nectar and all the things he got going on, because he's doing it good, he's doing it well, and you got to be patient, because remember, it's coming from the elders in the mountains of Honduras. He'll be with us. And if you're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, make sure you support my nephew in the dojo. Make sure you support my nephew in the dojo. Go to his website, warriorkido.com. And it's going to be August the 15th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. If you're into martial arts, you want to learn how to throw and beat up some people, or just how to avoid the fight, make sure you support him. Also, don't forget the big tribute to Dr. Moses Powell happening March the 20th, 2027. All these great people will be there. And if you want to find out further information, make sure you go to familyofsanukas.com. That's familyofsanukas.com, or call those numbers on there. It's going to be powerful, I'm telling you. And of course, don't forget, Brother B. Dell is coming to town. B. Dell is coming to town. Yeah. B. Dell is coming to town. B. Dell is coming to town. That's right, Brother B. Dell is coming to town. I'm singing it like Santa Claus. Ain't that some crazy stuff? You know what I'm saying? But if you want to get your early bird tickets right now, remember, you got to get the early bird meet and greet tickets in order for you to be admitted into the private VIP conversation at the Brooklyn Public Library. Police is the security over there. So if you come in with any mess and you ain't on that VIP list, you're going to have to get escorted out. Or if you start acting up, I'm going to have you arrested, period. Look, I don't believe in all of that, but I tell you, if you want to act up, the white man going to have to take you away. That's all I'm going to tell you right now. So come to the meet and greet. There will be security there. But once you come to the meet and greet, then you'll be able to come to the library and have a good time with us at the library and have a good time in the theater space over there. So big up to all of y'all that will be coming through. Tickets are selling, and we're loving it. Tickets are selling, and we're loving it. All right? Make sure you book a session with me. If you want to book the session, text me your full name and date of birth, 347-496-1022. And of course, all of my books are available right now. Big up to my son. Big up to my son and what he does. And if you want to write your own book, this sister can help you. That's SusieScript.com. That's Susie Script. Call that number for a free consultation. Big up to Unc Rise and Son. We got the affirmation t-shirts. We got the Yes I Am affirmation t-shirts. Want to thank everybody for supporting and those that want to support in any way. All right? Family, I love you, because guess what? I love me. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. And once again, we want to thank Dr. Ali Muhammad for coming on. Dr. Ali for coming on and sharing the topic, Indigenous American or African American. Which is African? Which is accurate? Peace and love. Take care.
Yeah. King Simon presents wisdom from the elders, knowledge for the people. From the names to the numbers, from the birthdays to the patterns. Welcome to the ministry of numerovation. King Simon! King Simon, numbers never lie. King Simon! We elevate the mind. He brought the elders to the people, let the wisdom flow. Ancient knowledge for the future, helping spirits grow. Dr. Sebi spoke the truth, gave the word a key. Dr. Africa brought the knowledge of our history. Queen Afua brought the healing, showing how to rise. Lloyd Strayhorn read the numbers, open many eyes. My Bowman shared the wisdom, my boo brought the light. King Simon built a platform where the elders could unite. Every name has a vibration, every date has information, every word can show a sign. When you learn to read between the lines, King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, helping people see the numbers tell a story, hidden underneath motivation, elevation, knowledge for the mind. Follow King Simon, numbers never lie. 1 for the spirit, 2 for the mind, 3 for the pattern, 4 for the sign, 5 for the movement, 6 for the soul, 7 brings the wisdom, let the knowledge unfold. The Simon summaries, bringing news into the light, taking trending conversations, breaking down what's right, looking at the headlines from a numerical view, showing every pattern hiding underneath the news. Metaphysical levels deeper than the eye, connecting all the symbols from the earth into the sky. Not just entertainment, this is food for thought. Every lesson brings a jewel, every number can be taught. Every name has a vibration, every date has information, every word can show a sign. When you learn to read between the lines, King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, helping people see the numbers tell a story, hidden underneath motivation, elevation, knowledge for the mind. Follow King Simon, numbers never lie. Who brings the wisdom? Who brings the wisdom? Who brings the wisdom? Who brings the wisdom? King Simon. Who reads the signs? King Simon. Who honors the elders? King Simon. Who elevates the mind? King Simon. Feel the drum, feel the sound, ancient wisdom all around. From the ancestors to the youth, numbers guide us to the truth. King Simon, wisdom for the nation, breaking down the numbers through the art of numerovation. Names and birthdays, words and signs, patterns moving through the rhythm of time. King Simon, let the message fly, motivation through the numbers, reaching spirits worldwide. The ministry is moving out of people recognize. Follow King Simon, numbers never lie. King Simon presence, the ministry of numerovation. The Simon summaries, honoring the elders, teaching the people, elevating the vibration. Hey. King Simon, numbers never lie.